Where are the chickens at? And they're at chickensonly.com.
You don't have to be lonely at
Chickens.
chickensonly.com.
All right, I think we're back to green, y'all.
Here I am on the run now, been there for way too long. I'm off to chase the sun now, for you know I'll be gone. You were the better actor, but then you looked away. I headed for the back door, no longer parted in your play, in your play. And all the king's horses, and all the king's men,
You know what's amazing? How we just blindly sign these terms of service and contracts and agreements with these companies. These contracts are completely and totally designed to protect them. Like, do you ever think that if we're late on a bill, they can charge us a late fee? If their services go down, we can do absolutely nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that as a business, it's tough to provide a service. No person can guarantee 100% service all the time. But we have become so beholden to these companies that provide these services that they no longer even need to, they've become essential. Like, they no longer have to adhere to the same business. Yeah, we can. I'm already red again. Yeah, we have no recourse if they fuck us. And even though we're the ones paying the bill, we're the ones that make, without us, there is no internet. Because we pay the bill. We keep their lights on. Okay? But no, it's become such an ingrained part of our life. The servitude mindset, the bend over backwards to give us what we want mindset, that we just allow these companies to just shit all over us. We don't care anymore. We have traded quality for convenience. And because the majority of people will just be shit on, mouth open, eyes open, every day, right on the face, diarrhea on the face, that is what everyone in the world is okay with. Just please, daddy, poop on me more. And I know it's gross because what's happening to us is gross, man. That is, would you do that? Would you just sit there with your fucking mouth open and just let someone shit on you? You wouldn't. So why do we allow these companies to do it digitally? Why do we allow these companies to shit on us? And we're the one paying for it, man. I am paying Comcast $150 a month to shit in my mouth. What am I doing? Because I don't have any other option. Because I want to do something great, and there's only so many fucking people who can provide a service that does this. And it's annoying. It's annoying. I don't like people shitting in my mouth after I give them $150. So, as much as I hate to do it, because I'm watching it just fucking go, man. I'm just watching the bit rate. So it's only a matter of time. What can I do here? What are the options that lay about us, right? And now, absolutely, Exner, it's not fair. In a world where I'm not necessarily looking for fairness, I'm just looking for, I guess, fair and right. That's about the same. You could, okay, interchangeable in this scenario. Like, I just want accountability. There it is, man. I want a company that if they receive money from a customer, they respect what that means for every customer, all 100 million of them. If you have 100 million customers, you give a shit about 100 million people. That is what that means. Doesn't matter that people go fucking sign up and cancel. It doesn't matter. Every single time you accept money from someone, you are accepting a responsibility to give a shit. It is not just an exchange of paper. It is an exchange. It is a contract. It is a social contract that we have just torn up and thrown into the fucking wind, man. We can do better. We don't need it on paper. It's just called giving a shit. I don't care if it's in your job description. I don't give a shit. Be good. Be good. I don't care if you hate your job. Be good. I don't care if you hate your life. Be good. Don't make the world worse. If you feel like shit, don't make the world worse. You know better than anybody else what misery, anger, and rage feels like. You are the one bitching. So if you understand it because it's your life by your definition, be better. Make the world better for everyone else because according to you, the world's shit. That's my thoughts and opinions on the... Everyone is just so tired. Everyone is so sick and tired of being treated like shit. And the unbelievable irony is we're the ones doing it. We're the fucking people who are doing it to each other. The pissed off people at McDonald's that are yelling at the people getting fucking burgers are the same people that are getting yelled at by the people at Walmart, and we're all just shitting on each other. And it's amazing. It is just amazing how distracted they have us. They have us so distracted because they have just made up this invisible enemy, and they have an enemy for everybody. If you're this person, you hate them. If you're this group, you attack them. Doesn't matter what side you're on. If you're listening to any sort of cultural narrative, you're being told who to hate. And it's created a world of enemies when we are nothing but allies. We are for each other what we need. We have everything we need for each other. This ain't some socialist fucking rant. Okay, we the people are idiots. Okay, we need elites because elites are the ones who are willing to make great things happen. Because guess what? As much as I am so fucking unbelievably pissed right now, the world doesn't get internet without assholes like Comcast doing what they do. If you see people as humans, it's very, very hard to progress on an unbelievable level. Okay? They paid the Egyptian slaves in beer because they knew a drunk worker was a complacent worker, and a complacent worker builds a goddamn pyramid. And it's not right, it's just unfortunate, man. We can do better. And that's where that's what happens, okay? We have extended the war so far beyond the battlefield. Okay, it's not us versus us. It's not us versus them. It's just us living life. If a company is treating us poorly, we should stop using them. And we should go and spend our money on the company that is treating us right. We as a culture need to learn to sacrifice again to show these companies that we are the consumer. Hear us roar. And by consumer, I mean you spend money. I don't mean you go on Twitter and bitch and moan because you heard about something. I'm talking about a business that you interact with that fucks your shit up and are not doing their job. You hold them accountable, man. If you sign up for a service, you deserve that service. And if you feel slighted, that reasonably, I got to throw that in there. But that company should do something to make it right. They shouldn't just put themselves behind a piece of paper that protects them and says, hey, if you sue us, we got more money. That is not the mindset. It should be a mindset of repair, forgiveness, and moving forward. You don't be a bitch to the consumer. You don't just let the consumer demand that you have Tampax sponsor 2 men, right? Like you don't. That's crazy, man. I don't have any problem with trans and all that stuff. The problem I have is when people do shit just for the optics of it and they don't care at all about all the people that they've offended. And it can be towards anybody. But right now, those examples are in my mind because it's insulting. It is insulting to women that a joke of a content creator got invited to the White House. That's what that joke was from originally. A content creator who is a trans person, who is a content creator, is a goddamn caricature of women. He makes every single joke that can be made to insult women. And that motherfucker got invited to the White House to talk about women's issues. And it's terrible. Because y'all deserve better than that. Because somebody who's identifying in a certain way just to make a joke, that does no good for anybody who truly lives in that world. If a true trans person is not benefiting because some cocksucker is making a comedy career on the internet, that is not progress, man. And this is the shit. This is what I'm talking about. How we're not coming together about the things that matter the most. Okay, we're just looking for ways to either obtain power. And obviously I'm talking a lot about the internet, but the internet flows, man. It's part of our world. It interjects into the world. You like things you see on the internet, I promise you, every time I talk to somebody who's not a heavy internet user, they're talking about the same shit. Because now the internet and the mainstream media, they're not any different, man. And ultimately, all they're trying to do, like I said earlier, is separate us. I don't hate any of these people that I just brought up. That fucking person was talking to the White House, as much as he's a piece of shit. Like, okay, go on with your life. That's about as, like, I care enough to rant about him for a minute. That's it. And we move on. Because it's just, I don't want to interject any more hate. When I get worked up like this, when I get to ranting, that is me. I swear I am just screaming information. It's not to make anybody feel worse. It is to only make people realize that if you feel bad, here might be some reasons that you're subconsciously pissed because you're being exposed. You're being exposed to it. And if you're being exposed to it, whether you're paying attention to it or not, I promise you, y'all, it is in your fucking mind. It's sitting there. It's sitting there. And if it's sitting there, I want to reach in and pull it up so that it can either be quantified, understood, processed, and moved on, or processed, quantified, make an opinion about it, and then move it out. Either way, it shouldn't just be living rent-free in your brain. You should have a conclusion to a thought. If something pops up, chase it for a minute. You know, if an idea pops in your head, don't just automatically dismiss it. Just like, I don't want to think about that right now. No! Your brain came up with that shit for a reason. Now listen, to my anxiety and depression folks, careful with that though, because don't fall into the trap of recall. If you find yourself chasing a bad thought or a negative thought, set a time limit. I'm not kidding. On your phone, set an alarm, because break that damn cycle of having a bad thought pop into your head and then you chase it all day. That's not what I'm talking about, and you guys know it, but I'll say it anyway. I'm talking about thoughts about you, thoughts about something you're interested in, something you're motivated about, something you're demotivated about, right? Like what, you know, I want to learn to do the harmonica, right? Like I have for a long time. That's a thought that I chase a lot. Okay, now there's two options. I could go, what's stopping me? What is stopping me from learning the thing? Or I can beat myself up for not doing it. What's really going to make my life ultimately better? Okay, leaning into the why am I not learning the harmonica? Okay, and most likely there's a couple things, right? You can either go down the road of I don't want to, which is tough because you basically have to admit that you initially wanted something that you no longer want anymore, right? And then two, you have to kind of like dive into your psyche. So either way, what's easier? Keep telling people that you're eventually going to learn the harmonica? And they're just knowing you're full. Yeah, okay, sure you will. Or stop wanting to learn to play the harmonica because you took the time to be honest enough with yourself to say, I don't want to fucking learn. I'm too lazy to try. Right? There's some honesty to putting that thought to bed. Now, does that mean that I will never pick up a harmonica again? No, but I'm going to stop feeling guilty about the thing that I'm not doing. We put working out to bed because we weren't doing it to the best to our ability. Okay, we wanted to get some other, as we talked about it, we kept missing workouts. And I said, okay, so what the fuck, man? Why? And the main reason is because we just didn't have a good enough schedule to truly facilitate, working out. So we said, okay, instead of beating ourselves up about this stupid schedule that we're struggling with, let's just, for 2 weeks, not work out and really focus on the stream schedule. We'll get the stream schedule going so that come February 1st, we get back into it. So by putting that thought to bed, chasing it out, or feeling out that thought, putting it to bed, we get a peace of mind that allows us now, instead of feeling guilty or bad, now we get to focus more on an obtainable goal. And after we obtain that goal of a consistent stream schedule, then we're going to bring something else into our lives to then improve it even more. Now, it's absolutely kicking the can down the fucking road. But what's the alternative, y'all? What's the alternative? You can either kick the can down the road, or you can keep lying to yourself and just never go down the road. I'm going to kick a can as long as it keeps me moving. You can't get stuck. You can't get stagnated. Ooh, that bit rate is everywhere. I'm trying not to look at it, but I mean, like 26% frame loss. That's a quarter. That's a quarter of frames technically lost, according to my data. But I appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate y'all. Well, yeah, not distract, because you guys are supportive as fuck. And I appreciate you all for being so supportive. Noob says he thinks it's the modem. Yeah. Well, that's what I told the dude. But I think we need a modem. No, the quality is important. It really is, because I want to put on a good show for you guys. I mean, that's the cat's pajamas. That's the in and out. That's the left and purple of it. I want to put on a good show. I want to make you guys laugh. I get so much enjoyment when I watch Doc. Like right now, I watch Dr. District. He's on right now. As soon as I get off a stream, I'm going to put him on. I promise you, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I want to be that for y'all. I want to be that, just like, man, is Marcus on? Is Marcus on? And I want to be the person that is, right? And when I can't, it fucking drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. And I know, and then like, I'm just talking, right? I'm just kind of venting right now. But it's so, I am a man. I get very, very, very frustrated when something that is out of my control is not being taken care of by the people that are in control of it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because like for me, if I'm negatively impacted, and this is the caveat, let me just make it perfectly clear. What I am about to say, if I apply the same logic to myself, I'd be the most successful person in the world. So when I say life is about identifying your weaknesses and developing tools to overcome them, this is exactly what I mean. This is exactly what I mean, right? Oh, Exter, you just made my heart just beat really fast. Thank you so much. That is a title that I do not take lightly, and it means the world to me. So, I did forget my point though. Not because of what Exner said, but because I spent too much time on the precursor, or I almost called it preamble. Yeah, it was the part right before that I don't remember. No, it was after disrespect. It was the wanted to put on a good show and then something, but then I said if I did this, fuck. It was good too. That would have probably been like a 6-minute. Damn it, what was it? It had something to do with something. What was I talking about? So it was about, okay. So I get excited to see Doc. I want to be that person for you guys. But the thing is, if I did this for myself, I don't know. I don't know.
Where are the chickens at? They're at chickensonly.com.
You don't have to be lonely. Have
chickens.
Only.com.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna 2 seconds. Just standing up. That bit rate is low right now, like 2,000. Getting like 38, 39% frame drop. But I don't know what any of that means for you. But if it's working, I'm just gonna stand up, stretch my balls, or stretch my legs, and then I'll be right back. Y'all are just too good to me. Exner, love your face. I mean, it's if 40% frame drops is working, yeah, it's working. But no, it's not. My upload's all over the place. So we can't really. The stream is gonna be a short one today. Then I gotta call fucking Comcast dick suckers and yell at that person until they tell me, well, sir, if it's not your modem, we're gonna charge you. Then I'll yell at them for telling me that, and then they'll set up an appointment, and I'll have to yell at the tech because he'll say everything's fine and won't care that I tell him exactly what's going on, and then I'll piss off the tech enough until he gives me a modem, and then boom, here I am yet again saying, hey, look, dick fucker, it was the modem. Good thing y'all said I was wrong. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I think 80% is where I call it. I think if I'm losing 80% of my show to buffering, you don't really have a show at 80%. So, yeah, you just don't. You don't have a show when man. So I don't know if y'all can hear me. If you get every other word. May your hearts be full of blood and your spirits full of joy, because Marcus has to yell at some Indians. Fuck, I'm sick of this shit, man. But seriously though, y'all, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. We're gonna come back stronger tomorrow with hopefully a full show. May God have mercy on the person that I'm about to be on the phone with, because it's the same fucking conversation every time. So, all right, y'all.